Gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Prime Dude. It's a fun one. It's one that is a year in the making. I started ordering proper cloth shirts a little over a year ago, and that's what we're reviewing, right? Proper cloth dress shirts if you missed the title. So we're jumping right into it. Before I do, guys, please like, subscribe, put the show on alerts. Thank you for all of your supports. And of course, at any time you got a comment, advice you want to add to this show or anything, please do so in the comments. Please let me know. I can't wait to get this one started. Here's some pictures, some video of me wearing them. It was a little bit of a saga to get to this fit that I'm very comfortable in. As you can see here, I'm wearing a comfortable shirt. This is a Thomas Mason Goldline dress shirt from Proper Cloth, one of their more expensive dress shirts. We'll talk about it. They start at about $135, and that is pretty pricey for a dress shirt. So, is it worth it? Is Proper Cloth custom dress shirts, ordering them online and going through their customer service process to get the right fit? Is it worth it? We're going to find out. All right, let's check out the website, right? This is all online. Proper Cloth started this in 2008, and they are a juggernaut in the highly competitive online dress shirt business. So the website, at first glance, it's always attractive. They've done a great job. They've got seasonal lookbooks and campaigns going. Right now it's May, it's coming into summer, and they're releasing a different line, it seems every season, with fabrics that are on occasion for what you're going to need in the climate. Of course, it's warmer, so they're going with a lot of linens, a lot of cottons. This guy's out on the beach, showing you what life's all about. For all of us, I'm sure we're always walking around in linen and cotton suits on the sand, but you get it, and you can shop the lookbook, right? You click there, you can see everything that this gentleman is wearing. You click on it, and you can order it, right, from what looks to be a beige suit that is a linen Waverly jacket. It's natural, so it's so beige, it's natural. You got taupe. I love their taupe colors. So you got suits and everything, right? But we're here to talk about dress shirts, and they got their own category, right? So I'm putting on the glasses. We're getting into the details right now. All kinds of options, right, guys? I mean, these are even a little overwhelming to a regular person like me. The first time I went a year ago, I was like, wow, there's a lot. And I know a fair amount about dress shirts, but I learned a lot from my experience ordering from Proper Cloth. So you see something you like, and you're going to be doing something custom. You don't have to, but let's start with what I did. Light blue Bengal stripe. Attractive shirt. I'd never owned one. Again, 1 year ago, this is when the journey began. This is a great fitting shirt. He's got the sleeves rolled up. That's telling me it's a little more casual, but this dresses up really nicely. And of course, this is a stretch, non-iron shirt, which, because I travel, was what I wanted to start with. Now you can see here in size, I'm logged in. So you've got your best tuck dress shirt fit. This is my best size, and it took me a little while to get there, and that's where the problem began a while ago. And I'll talk about it and how Proper Cloth helped me fix it. But first, we're ordering a shirt. If it's your first time, you're not going to have a saved size. You're going to want to build a smart size, which I do have in here because I went through the process. There is an AI tool you can use for sizing your shirts on Proper Cloth, right? You're going to fill out your weight, standard stuff if you used it before, all of your age, demographics, all those things. It's going to walk you through, and it's actually going to kick out measurements for a smart size, which I will show you now. So here was my first smart size for a long sleeve untucked shirt, right? A dress shirt for work. It nailed my collar around. Of course, you have the options if you know your collar measurements from ordering just off the rack shirts. And at the time, I had custom shirts. I'd had them before. I've been in this business, but I'd lost weight when I was putting my Proper Cloth order in. So I went with the smart size option instead of measuring my own shirt that fits well, which I'll share with you in a second. But I went with smart size. You can see it kicks out very detailed measurements from midsection width, back length, right? It really thinks through your height, your weight, your age, and the style of shirt, right? Long sleeve untucked. And it's going to give you these measurements. And the first time, it did pretty well for me. I should have listened, but I'd always kind of worn a 34.5, and so I changed it, which you can do. You can change it, and then your first shirt order will be based on this smart size output. Speaking of measurements, in addition to the smart size option, if you have a dress shirt that fits you very well, you're happy with, whether it's custom or something off the rack, Proper Cloth has an excellent video series on YouTube to help you measure a shirt, an existing shirt that you like, and use those measurements to manually input for your first order. This is what it looks like, right? So you've got these videos here, and there's a series of them. And they walk you through taking a tape measure, measuring every aspect of the shirt, and inputting it into the online profile, your profile on Proper Cloth. Now, Proper Cloth offers a remake, so you can order this first shirt risk-free. Now, you're going to have to pay shipping because Proper Cloth only offers free shipping for charges of $250 or more. And their dress shirts range from about $135 for what I showed you in the non-iron shirts, and they go up to over $200 for the one I'm wearing at $225. This is a Thomas Mason Goldline, a very exquisite fabric, very durable, great dress shirt fabric for everyday wear, but it's more expensive. You have that option. Again, I started, as I recommend you do, with the smart size, with something in a light blue or a white, as I'm showing you here, which looked fantastic out of the box. So I get the shirt, I'm unboxing, I'm excited about it, and I'm doing my try-on. Now here's where I messed up. I thought I nailed it. I thought I could make some changes myself. I didn't send pictures in to the customer service folks at Proper Cloth. And they want you to do that. They want you to lock in your own size. They know it's a little time consuming, but they've done something right because they've been the global leaders in this custom shirt online business since 2008. I did it different. I made some changes. I knew my sleeves needed to be a little bit longer, but I didn't add enough. When I say I didn't add enough, it should have been enough, but it wasn't for Proper Cloth. And that's where some problems started. But I digress. Sent them in, went through some iterations, and did get a size and shirt that I really liked, and I ordered some more. So I had my size profile right. If you go back to my account, we have all saved sizes. We've got my best, you see the star, best tucked dress shirt fit 2025. The reason it's 2025 is I actually made my cuff around a little smaller recently, like 0.2 inches. But other than that, this has been the same for about a year. And I've been ordering from this profile straight up and had no problems until I did. So whether you want a smart size and do the AI, whether you want to do standard too, they also have the option of just doing standard sizes, 34, 35-inch sleeves, 17 neck, different fit, slim, athletic. You can do that too, like you would at Charles Tyrwhitt, Ledbury, the others. Or you do custom through the AI smart size, or you do the videos here where you're measuring a shirt that you like. But either way, you're going to get a free remake. Choose the best option for you. I went with smart size AI, and I was pretty happy. I just meddled a little bit, but eventually landed on a size that worked for me. But before we talk about some of my sizing issues, I want to walk you through precisely how to customize an order. You don't even have to create an account to start, but at some point you're going to if you're doing custom measurements. You're obviously going to have these things mailed to you. So you pick a shirt. You can start with a basic white, no problem. But of course, I went with this light Bengal blue stripe. Either way, before you have a size profile, you can go to customize. You can do it anyway. Just did it now. And you get to look at all the fabrics. So no matter what shirt you pick in the main section of the website, you've got fabrics to go through and you can read about them. I love the information page. It's amazing. This is an Irish linen. They're out seasonal right now because it's summer, and you can read all about it. You can see specific ratings of this fabric, suggested style, what kind of weave, the composition, right? 100% linen. They've got linen cotton blends, of course, cotton like the one I'm wearing. It's pretty incredible. But if you start at the customize, it's going to pick the shirt you had there, right? This is happened to be the one I order. If you want to order these, you can get started and just hit next. So let's pick this one. Doesn't matter. I've chosen this pattern, this color. Now I go into style. And it preloads styles in there for you. I won't belabor this, but I've always stuck with the presidential spread. But for different shirts, you have options. You can soften it up. You can have a little more of a spread. Either way, button down probably for this one's an option. They're not always for every shirt. But again, let's say we want to go with that, you can keep it. A little more casual. Long one button cuff. You have particular things you want there. Again, this is long sleeve. If you wanted to, this could be a short sleeve. I have not customized a short sleeve shirt at Proper Cloth. Maybe I will. From pockets to the front style, I don't want a plaquette in this one. But if you're doing more of a business shirt, you might want that plaquette. No big deal. Either way, as you make the changes, as you can see, the picture or the model to the left changes with you. So it's a real fun process. Once you lock in the style that you want, you hit next, and it's going to show you and remind you what size profile you're under. You're only going to have, assuming you do the smart size, you're going to have the smart size measurements. I recommend for your first shirt, go with it. Again, you get a remake. Let the AI work for you. In the case of videoing the measurements, right? Using the video to use a tape measure for a shirt you like, you will be able to enter those and you'll have that size profile. Maybe you name it personal measurements, self measurements, whatever. That'll be one of your options here. You got it. It confirms with you, and then you can add it to the bag, right? You're ready to roll. Now, by the way, if you have a profile, you make any changes, it reminds you, hey, you're making changes, and just make sure you check that off. But I've put this reverse fine stripe into the shopping cart. It's ready to go. From a cut earlier, I've got one in there. I'm going to ditch it so that we can see what one shirt looks like. Now, this one's $115. Not a terrible deal for a cotton dress shirt. We've customized a few styles we wanted. We've stuck with the smart AI size. It's going to charge us shipping because we're not over $250. Don't order more than one shirt for the first time. I'm not sure they'll even let you because they want you to have the right size. And you can return it for a refund. So they're not going to let a bunch of shirts go out the door that you can refund and they may not have a use for. $18 is what it cost me to ship to the U.S. Again, perfect fit guarantee, your money back. So if you don't like how it feels, you don't have to go through the remake. You can send it back and they'll get you your money back. That is a no hassle, no risk buying, which I require when I'm ordering clothes or shoes, anything online. You've got the shirt in the bag, you've ordered it, you've got your size profile. It's time to rock and roll and get your first shirt ordered, which is very exciting, and it should fit pretty well. And then you should have a chance for a remake, working with customer service, sending pictures back, and giving them a chance to evaluate your shirt. Don't make the mistake I did. And this is where I got into problems, and then it got worse, and that was probably more Proper Cloth's fault, and we'll talk about it. But instead of sending pictures back and asking advice, I just made adjustments on my own, and it took a few extra steps and a couple extra shirts for me to realize that my sleeves were too short based on how Proper Cloth makes the dress shirts. But let's look at the shirts that I nailed when I got the sizing right, and then we'll talk about the sleeve issue I had in Proper Cloth's solution. As you can see, they look great, they feel great. I'm wearing one now. Come back to this. Look, I'm wearing this Thomas Goldline. I got room to move in the shoulders. Not too tight, guys. These shirts should not show that you are muscular. You're not. They should drape nicely, give you room to move. They shouldn't slide in the sleeves too much when I stick my arms forward. And they feel really good. Move my arms around, no problem. The shirts fit great. Love wearing them alone, with suits, doesn't matter. They're just a fantastic shirt. The material's been great. I've got different fabrics from more casual. I never put these in a dryer. I will absolutely not put anything in a dryer as far as dress shirts go. I wash them cold, I hang them dry. Now, Proper Cloth, when they send you a shirt, they do factor in shrinkage. So if you order a sleeve that's 35 inches, they're actually going to build it and make it to 35.2. Other aspects of the shirt they do as well. Depending on the fabric, they do a little more. Cotton will shrink, not because it gets wet, not even because it gets wet with warm water, even though I wash cold. Heat is what's going to shrink your shirt. So when you put it in the dryer, it's going to shrink. I don't trust it. The merino wool, the cotton I've gotten from Proper Cloth, I never dried. So why did the merino wool shrink? Well, merino wool can shrink, but man, it shrank a lot. And then I had other shirts that came out of the box smaller than ones I'd ordered before. Same size profile. I started getting shirts in the same size profile that didn't fit the same. So I had to say something, right? I'm getting shirts, I'm spending really good money, and they don't fit the same, especially in an area that really bothers me, and that's the sleeves. I'm very particular about that. And once you feel sleeves that are too short in a dress shirt, you're ruined. So I emailed them. It was a pretty detailed email. And here it is. And this was after talking to them. And so they asked me to send pictures of the shirts on my body and to actually send the shirts back. And I did them one further. I sent them shirts that fit well. I sent them a couple that fit well, and I sent like 6 or 7 that didn't. And I connected with somebody. It took them a little time. I FedExed all of it back with pictures of the shirts, with specific issues. I mean, it took me a few hours to put this all together in an email and then send the shirts back to New York to Proper Cloth headquarters. And I did get a response. First off, they admitted there were problems. And as you can see here, this is the spreadsheet they did based on their own measurements of the shirts I sent back. They detailed the fit that was a problem. They also gave me some advice. And what I learned already is that for some reason, Proper Cloth in the sleeves, it doesn't fit true to size. So if you go into this like me thinking you're a 34.5, add an inch. Think of it like shoes that are size smaller. Go bigger. So I add an inch. If I buy an off-the-rack shirt that's 35 inches, or I'm sorry, 35 half, it'd be too long. But the way the shirts are made, you got to know it. So for sleeves, go a little longer, at least half an inch, guys. But try an inch, see how it feels. It gives you a little shrinkage option, but also I'm just telling you, they size a little shorter in the sleeves. But I appreciate it because after sending this information, they comped me, they gave me credit for 5 dress shirts, right? They just put that, for 5 anything. They tried to make it right, and they admitted, based on this spreadsheet, you see all that red, that's not good, that they had sizing issues and inconsistencies, even though my size profiles were the same. And actually, in one instance, a size profile with shorter measurements was a better fit and longer than one that had longer measurements. That's a big problem. Now, I'm still going to endorse this company. I think Proper Cloth has the best website, has some of the best products, and when you nail your fit, you nail your fit. And I think I'd have been great just going with their standard sizing, like 17-inch neck, 35-inch length sleeves, probably 35 and a half. They have different fits like athletic, standard fits, slim, just like Charles Tyrwhitt and others. You can go that route. You don't have to do custom. Do the smart, though. Smart AI, try it. You get a free remake. Work with them. Don't make my mistake. Initially, right away, show them pictures. Say, hey, guys, what do you think? Because with the jacket, with a sport coat, it was amazing. They saw a little shoulder slope difference, and they made an adjustment. They recommended it, and it fits great. It made just no collar gap, no problems. And I use that size for my suit jackets at Proper Cloth as well. That's how to do it, guys, right? Line it up, get your size right, and then every time you get a shirt, and this should be any company, try it on. Move around, feel it out, especially that first one. Or when you think you nailed the size, tuck it into in your pants, put it on with a jacket, take it off, sit up, move around, really, really test it out, because that's what I should have done the first time. Don't make that mistake, right? Don't make your sleeves too short. There should be a little more material at the elbow for when you bend, right? You should have plenty of mobility, and lock it in with Proper Cloth. Because, guys, if we go back to the website, these guys have an incredible product. You can shop for anything, but from dress shirts, you have so many different options. Nobody in this industry has the seasonal options, has the core options, right? What they always sell, that Proper Cloth does. Does it mean they're the best? I'm not sure. I have to say, for the price, maybe not, but they're darn good. Ask me any questions you want. I am a big fan of Proper Cloth. I love the website, the process, the customer service. It did take me some time. Some of that was my fault, but again, some of it was theirs, and I think they did a pretty good job making me whole. One other thing I don't love is they don't offer any multi-buy discounts for anything. So whether you order 1 shirt or 10, you're paying the same per shirt. That may be because they're the king leader in this business, and they certainly just don't have to. But some other guys do, the ones I've reviewed before and the ones that are coming. Especially, we've talked about Charles Tyrwhitt, and Ledbury finally did. They do offer multi-buy discounts, so you're going to pay less money for those dress shirts. Quality-wise, I'd say Ledbury's right there. I'd say Charles Tyrwhitt is really close. I think Ledbury, if you have a standard body, like me, I don't know if you could tell if I'm wearing a Ledbury or Proper Cloth custom shirt, but Ledbury does have custom-like options, so does Charles Tyrwhitt if you want to pay extra. To me, Proper Cloth shines when you nail your size, your fit, and you add for the extra sleeve and you get it right. You're gonna do fine for the money. Again, you can buy some really fine, extra expensive shirts. This is my only $225 shirt I own. It is worth it. I've washed it a few times. I've worn it a bunch, because you guys know I don't just give you a review based on out of the box. All of my shirts have been tested, and Proper Cloth is holding up great. So I can recommend them, and I can say I highly recommend them. I've given them some great reviews. Just buyer beware. There's no multi-buy. You're going to spend more. And for the quality, I think you're getting value. Just make sure you size it right. Work with them. If you feel anything different when you try it on, email them, reference this show, and I think you're going to get some help like I did, which they're going to take care of you because they want you coming back. That's it for my Proper Cloth dress shirt review. Like I said, guys, the suit review's coming. I'm going to unbox it, walk you through it, tell you why I like it, tell you why maybe some things I'd change, and give you some advice like I did with the dress shirts on your first order, or maybe some things you can do if you already own Proper Cloth to get yourself a better fit. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Remember, subscribe, like the show, put on your alerts, give me feedback. We got tons coming, right? I got my podcast starting over in the Shoe Lab, or call it the Shoe Table, where I talk about all kinds of things, not just shoes or clothes, also the tariffs, current events that impact men's fashion. Anything you ask about, too, let me know, guys. Website, primedude.com. Thanks for going there. Check out all the blogs and articles I got on things I cover on the show, and deeper things I cover from business and business fashion. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and stay prime.